Content warning. Ladies and gentlemen, the following podcast is not suitable for all audiences, and viewer/listener discretion is advised. For example, if, when you just heard the term ladies and gentlemen, you immediately thought about how exclusionary it is, then it's probably best you turn this off now.
And then we went for like a 2-hour walk, and I swear to God, I was fucking dying. I was like, I'm gonna do a terrorism in France right the fuck now.
Hello, welcome to Dead Men Talking. I'm Rob Mulholland. He is a fat cunt.
Hi.
I'm so happy that's become the opening to the show.
I don't know how I let this happen.
You really took your eye off the ball.
I thought, you know what, he'll get bored of it. And if
How
anything,
long have you known me for? When have I got bored of fat jokes?
Do you know what? This is verbal appeasement. That's what this was. I thought, I'll just let him have that little bit.
Yeah.
I'll just let him have that little bit. And before I fucking know it,
It took a mile.
you've invaded Belgium.
Yeah, I'm right in Kiev. So this is another one of the episodes that we've got that we recorded as a pilot episode last year, a while ago, with one of our mates, Eshaan Akbar. Great dude. We love him loads. I'm sure you will too. Dead funny, this episode. So just the reason I'm letting you know we recorded it in the past is in case anything's topical and not relevant anymore, it's because we filmed them 6 months ago. And also, it was in the middle of a heat wave. That's why we're all sweaty as shit, particularly them two. Let's be real, you know. We know who was struggling with the heat the most.
Yeah, the fat
The
white
insulated people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. The one with a bit more fucking...
Yeah. Cladding. If only it was flammable. It probably is. Stick a candle wick in you, it'd last for ages. You could definitely get through a Hanukkah. Anyway, we've got Eshaan, so enjoy this episode, and we'll see you at the end with more. So there we go, here's an ep.
Mazel tov.
Hello, welcome to Dead Men Talking, the new podcast where I, comedian Rob Mulholland, talk to offending paedophiles about their rehabilitation back into society.
Whoa. Who said anything about rehabilitation?
Sorry, can I be absolutely clear? When we do it, it's called grooming. So let's fucking...
Yeah,
we've got
leader of a local grooming gang, Eshaan Akbar.
I love how you said grooming like there was an art to it.
Yeah, of course there is. It's a long-term investment.
Listen, 12-year-olds don't just drop them panties.
No, they don't, baby. You've got to...
You got to spend years of gaining trust.
And we're in!
What do you reckon the best method to groom is?
I
reckon. So what you need to do is you need to go on the internet.
Yeah,
and you need to find somebody who is bullied. I think that has to be, and you have to go. Listen, I ain't going to bully you.
I think you're cool.
Yet.
Yeah.
And then,
okay.
and then that's that. I reckon that's how
well,
you
no,
do
actually,
it.
Bullying and paedophilia are two different things.
Yes, but you can use...
So, you can't just have... I haven't bullied you yet, because you're not going to bully them, are you?
It's a form of bullying.
Is it?
It is a bit. It is using a power imbalance to your own favour, is it not?
Okay, fine.
I love the idea of Gary Glitter's lawyer being like, listen, I'd call it bullying.
Yeah.
Boys will be boys.
Yeah. On grounds of diminished responsibility. I should have been a lawyer.
Yeah.
I think you should have.
I picked up on something there anyway.
You used to do like a clever job, didn't you?
Yeah, I was a banker. But it's not that clever, is it?
No, well, it's gone now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's dead.
You're not getting employed again.
No, never.
Anyone types your name into Google,
and
fucking over.
Up.
Yeah.
It's actually grooming, I think you'll find.
Yeah, you don't want him looking after my pension.
Yeah.
Just don't trust
Remember
it.
my Young Savers, Isa?
Yeah. Do you remember those?
Yeah, man.
Do you know what? The whole fucking thing with ISAs is such fucking bollocks. Do you know what I mean? Like, hey, listen, if you give us £1,000, save it for a year, you might earn £1,003. It's like...
I mean, some of the tax liability on stuff that's pretty good.
Really?
No, it's not.
All right.
I have no idea. As if I've got savings. Look at me. Like,
do you know what? I love how it's gone from paedophilia to Martin Lewis within the space.
Listen, that's the thing. There's so much diversity of thought, ideas, people on this podcast.
Exactly, man.
We get everything.
We were talking before. This is literally the most diverse podcast on the internet, I think.
In the world?
In the world. There is no more.
World, yeah.
So if you are watching this, well done. You're a good
Yes.
person because we are very diverse. Eshaan, it speaks for yourself. You know.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you can see.
Oh, right.
You can see the
What is
diversity
going
on him. You can
I thought you meant speaks for yourself. I thought you meant like he sounds Asian. I thought that's what you meant by speaks for himself. I was
absolutely does not. Like, Eshaan has been you've been colonialised hard. let's be real here.
Colonized.
But yeah,
what's your diversity?
so
again?
I'm neurodiverse.
You're not having it.
I have ADHD.
No,
I know
you're
it's.
not
I know it's. It's the lowest rung on the
When did that
diversity
become a
ladder.
thing?
Really recently. I think what's happened is a bunch of like comedians who are trying to find anything to be diverse about have gone, but every comedian at least has ADHD. At least.
But also, we're all neurodiverse, aren't we? We've all got, every single human being on the planet has got something that's a bit weird, like what your plants in a certain order
but
or
I mean,
whatever.
it specifically refers to like, and in fact, it's not even the lowest rung because it like neurodiverse refers to autism, ADHD, and dyslexia, which is definitely the bottom rung. Like dyslexia is the bottom, isn't it? Of
That's
disability.
nonsense.
I grew up in an Asian household. If I was dyslexic, my mum would have beaten the shit out of me.
Tell you what,
Get all the letters back in order again.
you don't see enough comedians on 8 out of 10 Cat Studs Countdown with dyslexia.
No,
you
you
don't see enough, do you?
No.
That'd be fucking amazing. I've got a 3. and it's a maybe. It's a maybe.
Yeah. BATH. I said 3. Fuck, I meant 4.
So I'm neurodiverse.
Right.
You're not having it. I'm not.
Because you've got
letting it-
ADHD.
I've got ADHD, so that's why I'm diverse. Freddie is living with obesity.
No, you can't make it sound like living with
Can't
because
call her that.
No, that's the correct.
Oh, him. Oh, right.
no, but
That's the medically. That's like the PC term now.
no,
It's
it can't be.
It is
That's
what it is.
more offensive
I know.
than anything because living with obesity sounds like you can't possibly do anything to get rid of it. It sounds like you live with it now, like a bad back or something like that.
Yeah.
Obesity, like homosexuality, is a choice. We know this.
It can be. Just saying, we've all been drunk and thought, I don't know.
I've never.
Have you
in
never
my life.
I've kissed 4 men.
No.
I've kissed 4 men.
Wow.
I've kissed a trans woman, but that doesn't count.
Oh, wow.
Trans
Problematic.
women are
Problematic.
women.
Yeah, no,
Welcome
totally.
to the woke
Have I kissed a man? I feel like I
What the
feel
fuck
like
do you
I would
mean?
have done.
Have I kissed a man? It's
Mate, I've drunk a lot in my life. I think I
Right.
probably will have done,
Okay.
I assume. I don't know.
I've never done anything with anybody of the opposite sex.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
such
that
an
doesn't
alpha.
surprise me. You fucking virgin. He said opposite sex as well.
Oh shit!
Fucking virgin.
Fuck's sake! Do you know what? As I
I'm
said
clipping that. That's the clip that's going on
the
fucking
clip.
Twitter.
As I said that, I was like,
What
That's
a
not-
legend.
I'm sure I fingered someone once. Fucking hell, man, that's weak.
Yeah.
No, I've never done anything of anyone with the same sex.
I've never interacted with a fella's dick. I don't think I've ever
interacted with
Well,
it.
this is it. Yeah, I've never had like a conversation with.
Wow.
I don't think I have, but I think I probably will have snogged a dude when I was drunk.
Yeah, I've snogged.
No, but are you snogging them in like a hey, we're lads,
right, yeah.
football kind of way, or are you like I?
What kind of football do you watch? Jesus Christ! What? Sorry.
It's half time at Man U v Everton, and it's getting weird.
Weird, yeah.
Well, I meant like in terms of like
Duncan
we're
Ferguson is
like
snogging Carlos Queiroz for some
Fuck,
inexplicable
mate,
reason.
Duncan Ferguson is a top, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
He's a power top.
oh yeah, there's no way he's ever gonna fuck me up the arms.
Yeah, he's not going to do you gently, is he? You're getting choked if you're fucking big dunk.
Speaking of sports, right? Have you
The old sport,
Have
yeah.
you seen the thing that literally I think it was like the day before yesterday or whatever about Naomi Osaka?
Oh, yes. So, the story for anyone who isn't aware, Naomi Osaka, isn't she like the second best female tennis player?
Yeah, so she's the best on hard. I love tennis.
Right.
She's the best on hard court by a mile. So she's won.
Hard court,
bet
you know
she
the
is.
score.
Yeah, okay.
She's won, fucking hell. She's won 2 Australian Opens and she's won 2 US Opens.
All right.
But
It
like
all sounds quite sexual, doesn't it?
the French is on.
I've got a French Open.
But yeah, so she's realistically she's one of the best
Grassy
tennis players
court.
in the world. Yeah, she's not shit.
Yeah. But she's not as good as like Venus and Serena.
Oh, she's better than Venus and Serena.
Oh, right. Okay.
Right
Who's the
now.
best
Oh,
at the
have they declined? I didn't know that.
Well,
Right.
yeah, because Venus is like 43.
I don't follow tennis at all.
Who's
All
the
right.
best in the world at the moment? Women.
It changes literally all the time, so I couldn't tell you right now.
it's
But
between
Naomi
Osaka
Osaka's
and-
in the conversation.
Yeah. So, look, it's especially the French Open, it's been won by a different woman every year since, I think, 2005, 6, 7, and that was Justin Henan.
Well, it's the French Open, so
Justin Henan Harden. Later to be
A
Justin
very
Henan.
hairy woman has won it every year.
Well, yeah. But so it's a different person every time. It's a very competitive tournament.
Sure.
But she started the tournament and she was like, look, I ain't going to be giving any post-match interviews because they affect my mental health and I don't like doing them. And the French Open was like, well, it's kind of your job. And she was like, well, I ain't fucking doing it. So the first one, she won the game. She didn't do
a press conference.
Do a press conference, and the French Open were like, "We're really sorry to hear that this affects your mental health, but we're also fining you 10 grand."
Yeah.
And then she dropped out.
Yeah, see, like, it's a complicated one, this, because I think she's totally well within her rights, to be honest. Like, it's... But I think the fine was okay, because that's like docking her pay, innit? She's only doing half a job, so it's fine knocking a bit of a payoff. I think, like, pay her less,
to be honest,
don't have to do the press conferences.
Sometimes I think sports people being forcing them to do press conferences, I think they should have some license to not do them, because when Harry Kane does a press conference, it affects my mental health, right? So I'm just there.
I did a goal in the net, and I'm happy about it.
Right? So,
I want to leave Spurs.
Yeah. He looks like a bad drawing, doesn't he, Harry Kane?
I love the player, but fuck me. When
It looks like a fucking boggling.
I know, it's awful. But I mean, if the contract is... Really, the contract should just be play tennis and be as good as you can.
That'd be the ideal.
Yeah, well, everything else is just bollocks, to be honest.
But it's that bollocks that pays her money. Because
This is it.
No one's fucking asked about women's French Open tennis.
Right.
Soz.
Would you do a press conference after a gig?
Yeah, it depends on the gig, doesn't it?
Exactly.
If I've just smashed it, I'll talk to you for an hour.
Thank you.
In certain gigs, well, you know what, the ones where it's like it's unplayable and it's like, you know, it's
You're making
just-
excuses, bro.
yeah, exactly. We're like, oh, I think your performance dipped today. There was a guy shouting at me. Someone threw a fucking drink at me. But like, yeah,
I'd love to do
it's different for us.
I'd love to do a press conference after a gig. I'd fucking love it.
But like, the thing is that we talk for a living. It's different, you know. We love doing
right.
that. But like, Freddie is right, because like that is why the sponsors make the money, because they've got the board behind them, so they sat in front of all the logos.
All right then. To flip it the other way, would you do a gig and then have to play a tennis game? Directly?
Televised tennis match.
Yeah. So what happens is you do Birmingham Comedy Loft, and then you go out into the middle of Broad Street, and then you fucking serve, and you got to do 3 sets. You got to do 3 sets before you're allowed to drive home. You're like, fuck that. No chance.
Yeah, no, I'm not having it at all. Yeah, no, so yeah, I think it's I totally get that thing, and there's been like a number of like athletes who've like kicked off in the past, innit, with like press conferences. Like, who was the American footballer? Who was just,
Marshawn Lynch, I think.
It was just like, I'm just here because I have to be. I'm just here because I have to be.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
That was it. The only answer to every question was,
I'm only here so I don't get fined.
Yeah,
that was his thing. And Marshawn Lynch as well.
That impression's fine, by the way.
Do you follow American football?
No.
So Marshawn Lynch was known as the Beast, which is a fairly good indicator
That's
as
why
to
I
how
can't take
fucking
it
good
seriously
he
as a
was.
sport.
Yeah,
But
but
here's
amongst
the thing.
American football players, if you're getting that nickname amongst all them guys,
Here's the
you're
thing
a big
about
lad.
Marshawn Lynch, right? Is he was this big black guy. He was ripped, right?
Don't think you can say black, mate.
He was what? Sorry.
Don't think you can say black, mate.
He was this big man of a nondescript.
Nondescript. That's even worse. Your black was nondescript.
I couldn't really make him out, to be honest.
Yeah, well, that's what I meant. Like, oh, I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Difficult to make out his features.
Well, it's not difficult to make out his features because he has
Black features.
No. I thought black features was a segment of this podcast. No, listen, right?
Okay.
He has one eye that is the biggest wonky eye you've ever seen in your entire life. So he's basically this big dude, but one eye is at like a 90-degree angle.
Yeah, but no fuckers telling him, are they?
You what, sorry?
No fuckers telling him.
Oh, no, because he'll destroy them.
Yeah.
But
well, unless you just stand a bit far away and he can't do depth. He can't do depth perception.
Peripheral vision.
But he was the best player in one of the most dominant teams of that. He was huge. So it's the footballing equivalent of, say, Lionel Messi or Ronaldo coming and refusing to do a press conference.
Yeah. Well, to be fair with Messi, they won't give a shit. He says nothing. It's never inciting, is it?
Yeah, but the thing is, though, is football is such completely different. It generates so much money that if you don't do a press conference, so what? Who gives a fuck? Managers don't do press conferences all the time.
I think they get fined now in the Premier League.
Yeah, but they get fined like bum fuck all.
Do you remember when Fergie refused to do any BBC post-match interviews?
Yeah.
After like his son or someone got caught in a sting or something like that. But
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like Osaka's well within her rights to say.
I do too. I think she should be able to play without doing it, but I think it's also fair that they pay her a bit less. Well, I think that's okay, to be honest. I think that's a fair deal.
This is another thing as well that people aren't really talking about, is that the French Open were like, hey, so how about you talk to us and we work out how we are going to do this? Because obviously the media is a big part of this sport and it generates a lot of your income and you kind of have to. I'm sorry that you're just a tennis player, and I'm sorry that your sport doesn't generate enough money on its own.
The French Open sound really fucking sassy.
For it.
I'm sorry, I'm just a tennis player.
So sorry.
You weren't good at any other fucking sport.
Je apologize. Apologetic.
That's worse than Marshawn Lynch impression.
It's so bad.
Je apologize. Pomme de frites, s'il vous plaît.
S'il vous plaît. Sylvia Plath.
Sylvia Plath.
Think she wrote the bell jar, Sylvia Plath.
Right.
So, like the French Open were like, look, but you got to do this. You kind of have to.
It's a contractual
and she
obligation.
just refused to even acknowledge any of it. It could have been the case that they could have sorted it out where she goes on and reads a fucking pre-written statement or someone else does it for her. There's ways to... Look, here's the way that I think about it, right? Let's change this to any other fucking job. Let's say you were a zookeeper, right? And one day you turn up at the zoo and you go, listen, I don't want to deal with the kangaroos anymore because it's detrimental to my mental health. I don't like kangaroos.
Because you might have got fucked by a kangaroo.
So yeah, I got fucking...
What a violent fuck that would be.
Imagine.
Just as well with the power that they generate in their legs.
Man, can you imagine how they pound? Just like bam, 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 bam.
And also in its pocket.
Also as well, if they're bumming you, then that means the little one in their pocket is just sort of scraping your back.
I think it's only the women that have the little pocket.
Is it?
Yeah, unless you're getting pegged by a female kangaroo.
Hey, there could be trans kangaroos.
That is a transaroo.
Fucking hell. Oh, Jesus. But yeah, if you said, look, I work at the zoo, I don't want to work with kangaroos no more because I don't like them and it affects my mental health, then... what do you expect the fucking...
I disagree with this analogy.
But what do you expect the zoo to do?
I disagree with this analogy because if you're a zookeeper, the contract is I keep animals at the zoo, right?
Yeah.
And kangaroo falls within that. In your example, she's saying, I like tennis, but I don't like playing with the balls, right? I don't want to play with those balls. I want to play with beach balls. Then there's a contractual problem. I think the media thing is a separate thing altogether.
No, it's within a contract.
Yeah.
She has to. She's contractually obligated.
It's part of the contract. I think there's a question of whether it should be, because press conferences are pretty redundant nowadays. Because now, if you can just fucking tweet someone.
Oh yeah, who gives a fuck?
Instagram Live or whatever.
Yeah. Totally, who gives a fuck?
The problem with them is they do deliberately try and create controversy. They're always trying to needle people because they want someone to melt down or say some mad shit, so they've got a story.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though, is I totally agree with the fine, because it's like, look, if you're not willing to do it, fine, but we're not going to pay you the money that's generated from it because you didn't fucking do it.
The one thing I will say though with Osaka, anything to do with the French, whether it's the Open or the country, fuck them, innit? Fuck the French. It's like the worst. The France is like the America of Europe. They're such a bunch of odious cunts. So whatever the French want to do, just fuck them. Fine, they've got a nice football team, but fuck the French, innit?
I think we're the new France, I think our attitude...
No, we're not yet.
Do you not reckon?
Nah, there's loads of, like, we're too pussy to be France, man.
Yeah.
Like,
That's true.
if France like fucking like, we always love giving like France shit for being like cowards and surrendering. But if a bus is late in France, they will burn a city down.
Yeah.
You know, like
Wear their stupid yellow vests as they do it as well.
I don't like the president's tie. I'm gonna fucking set Leon on fire. Like, they do not give a fuck.
mad.
The poor bus drivers. Je apologize. Je apologize. I was late.
Please do not burn my bus, s'il vous plaît.
It is the only tie I have left. Why? Why you burn city to ground, huh?
I never get offended by accents. I'm actually genuinely offended by that.
But like we definitely are like the biggest dickheads in Europe right now. Like we can't be slinging it around to other, like otherwise we might have got a point at fucking Eurovision, you know? Like the rest of Europe fucking hates us.
Hang about a minute. Hang about a minute. So just to go out there, right? The most hated country in the world right now, probably Israel. 93 points. So
Yeah, but is it though? Is it the most hated? It's the most hated by some people.
Yeah.
But I don't mean to cast aspersions about Ukrainians and Serbia and Estonia. I'm not sure they're quite up on the Free Palestine vibe.
I don't know. I reckon Ukrainians would sympathise because Ukraine fucking hate Russia.
Maybe ordinary people.
Because they keep stealing Crimea.
Yeah, Crimea River. but maybe, you know, the people who are like fiddling the judging. I mean, like because like maybe the normal people will vote for other people, but when it gets to the fucking people who decide on who's actually getting the points.
You know, also, to be fair, most of the people voting, they've probably had a better night out in Tel Aviv than in Ramallah. So
you do have to say that, to be fair. Like Israel, Tel Aviv is a better night out. It is. Like there's better nightlife, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're like lobbing some rocks about, there's not much going on over the border, is there? Why have we wandered into this already?
This is your fault. And everyone's looking at me being like, put up a defence. No. No.
It's
a comedy podcast.
I actually think it's very brave of you to come out so strongly pro-Israel, Eshaan.
Yeah, it was...
I didn't have you down as such an ardent Zionist.
We weren't expecting that curveball, were we?
I've said this before. Israel is an anagram of Israel. So, you know... Make of that what you will.
Do you know with Eurovision?
It's in the name.
Do you know, going back to Eurovision, right, so here's a question. Why don't we, just 1 year, why don't we get like fucking like Ed Sheeran and Adele and fucking Stormzy and Elton John and Paul, just get like the fucking, the Avengers.
We should just send someone from Drag Race UK.
You reckon?
Yeah, Bimini or Taste.
Bing, bang, bong.
Is that?
Ding, dang, dong. Ding, dang, dong.
But no, I hear what you're saying. I don't think that makes a difference. Genuinely, we're at the point where we could send literally anyone and we would get 0 points.
I'd love the idea that we did, though. Go on, give Adele 0 points. Yeah. Look at us in the eye when Adele is singing and say, because I get it, when it's a fucking bin man from Luton that wrote the song on his fucking lunch break, I get why it's like 0 points.
Yeah, but that's all the songs at Eurovision. It's not like ours is demonstrably worse than the other songs. They're all dog shit.
Yeah.
Every
and
single
also,
one.
You can tell which country took which drug when they wrote the song. Like Ukraine were tripping on acid.
Yeah,
like
Italy came in hard with the cocaine energy. It's true, like they were all on different vibes, and every now and again Iceland will wander in baked, like what the fuck's going on, like shh.
Yeah, and have like quite a good electro tune going on.
Do you remember when Finland 1 year had that death metal?
Lordy, mate,
Lordy was sick.
I watched a documentary about like that. I need to recommend to people. It's sick. It's called I think it's called Monster Man. It's on Amazon, and it's a Finnish documentary about Mr. Lordi, the singer from Lordi, a few years after Eurovision, and it is fucking heartbreaking.
Is he a fisherman or something?
No, he's still doing it.
Oh, he's still doing it.
I fucking hope it were finished if it were on Amazon.
But no, to come back to like the idea of the Avengers, I think we're going the other way though. Rather than sending like the big guns, let's send fuck yous to Eurovision.
What,
we ain't winning.
Like jury service.
Yeah, we just send a random person whose song is called "Fuck You Europe," and they just stand there and go, "Fuck off Europe, you're all sweaty and smell.
Barrage.
Shave your fucking armpits. Bread and olives isn't a meal."
I'm so with you on bread and olives isn't a meal.
It's fucking not, is it?
I'm so with you on that.
Right, can I add soup to this?
Right. Bread, olives and soup.
Mate, When I first met my girlfriend's brother, he lived in Paris, right?
Right.
And
We're now getting to the bottom of why Eshaan hates the French.
Yeah.
yeah, but they're like an English couple live in Paris, right?
Yeah.
Went there and he was like, I've made a really nice lunch for us. I was like, great, fantastic. So then bread comes out, fantastic. I'm in France, good bread. Then some soup comes out. Oh, this is nice bit of soup. And then nothing comes out.
They stopped at a starter.
And then we went for like a 2-hour walk. And I swear to God, I was fucking dying. I was like, I'm gonna do a terrorism in France right the fuck now.
Do you reckon that's what happened with Charlie Hebdo?
Yeah.
Someone's just had some soup for lunch and they're like, seen that cartoon and it's tipped them over the edge.
Yeah, just hangry Muslims.
Do you know what? Have I told
I'd
you?
play that phone game. Angry Muslims.
You have to try and find the right combination of meal, otherwise a terrorism happens.
They're flying into a fucking halal chicken shop.
No, I thought that the little things on the side, either side, could be like twin towers that you have to try and get through.
Jesus Christ.
I do it right, but soup can be a meal in the right circumstances. It's got to be a very
What, you're in
hearty.
prison? What circumstances?
Even then, in prison, in the prison film in your mind, they get soup, and that's the signal that they are in prison.
Yeah.
That's where they go like this. They get the food, and they go, "The fuck is that? It's just soup."
What is the circumstance where it's right?
Sorry.
You're sweating bollocks, my God.
No, I realise I am now outnumbered in this diet chat.
By two fat boys who know what food is.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, I'm not having a low-calorie meal ever. No,
But it's not. It shouldn't even be classed as a meal.
Well, it can be though.
No.
It's a very hearty soup. If you have a bit of bread,
Is
I'm
a
sure it's
milk?
enough calories.
Is a milkshake a meal?
It
a
can
single
be.
milk? No, be quiet.
Fuck off.
So if I said to
You're
you,
slim fast.
So
Well, you clearly
if-
fucking
no, no,
have it,
no.
have you, lads?
so if I said to you right now, Rob,
Yeah.
I am going to cook you a delicious meal tonight, and you went, "Oh, that sounds great," and then I got you a milkshake, you wouldn't have questions
Because you haven't cooked it. That's my problem with that. You don't cook a
All right, so
milkshake, do you? You've
if I
misled
said
me.
I'm going to make you a delicious meal,
Yeah.
and I brought you a
All right.
milkshake,
If someone hosting, it'd be bad, but you can have a shake for a meal. Is my point.
no, you have it as a
You can.
replacement of a meal. That's literally what it's called, a meal replacement.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He knows he's wrong.
No, I had a protein shake for breakfast this morning.
And look at you!
Exactly.
Yes, look at me. Exactly. I'm the only one with a BMI below 30. I'm going to live past 45. You should look at me.
BMI is actually a flawed system. So.
Yeah. If you're a fucking weightlifter or a rugby player, are you either of those?
Yes.
It's actually fattest what you're doing
Yeah,
there.
Oh,
Rob.
sorry. Yeah, I am very fat phobic.
Fat phobic.
I know. Yeah, I'm sorry, but unfortunately,
Can we talk about the use of the word phobic to describe
yes,
these things?
Yes, we
Because-
absolutely can.
You're not.
Yeah, you don't go. "Ah!"
Yeah.
When I answered the door to you two earlier, it wasn't a surprise.
You don't ask your girlfriend to say, "Can you get some paper and chuck him out?"
Can you get a really big glass?
When they say homophobic, fatphobic, transphobic, that's not what's happening. We need to think of a different word.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean. It's like it's a different thing going on to a phobia. It's not like when someone's like randomly scared of baked beans and they can't be in the same room as a tin of them.
Or
Yeah.
you're a clown or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's a proper phobia.
Yeah,
We need to think of
yeah.
a different word. What's the word we can come up with?
I think whatever's Latin for hate.
What is it? So it's philia is love. What's the opposite?
Folia. I don't know.
Probably phobia, though. This is the problem. It probably is that.
Phobia.
Yeah.
It might be. Google it. Check.
All right. Yeah, I do have access to the internet.
But
Right.
let's see what else we can comment. So because you're not scared,
Not scared.
you're just like critical.
Yeah. I don't. There are degrees of this as well, because there are people who are just deliberately trying to be hateful and my point with the body positivity and the fat phobia and all that is, I don't give a fuck how fat anyone else is. I'll rib you two because you're my mates, but I don't actually give a shit. Be as fat as you fucking want.
I don't know
Do
what a
you
rib
want.
is.
It's what you have barbecue sauce on.
lovely.
But I get annoyed with the people who claim it's healthy. That's the bit that pisses me off.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to make that choice, cool. If you want to smoke, take crack, do what you fucking want. It's your own health. I don't give a shit. It's nothing to do with me. But when you're telling other people it's healthy and fine, and when the people who got angry at cancer research and shit like that, fuck off.
Yeah. When in Asian communities, especially when you're growing up, when I was growing up, instead of saying fat, they would say, "Oh, he's so healthy."
Healthy.
Such a healthy boy.
Because it sounds a little bit like healthy.
Yeah, it's basically healthy. So,
Yeah, phobia is the opposite of philia. So,
really?
Yeah, they're just going on the Latin word. So I think we're fucking idiots.
Yeah, they took our
No, we're not.
recommendation.
Latin doesn't have to be right.
That is true, yeah. It's a dead language. We can do what we
It's
fucking
dead.
want.
So what does healthy mean in Hindi?
Healthy.
It's just healthy with an accent.
doing an
Oh,
accent.
really?
He was just doing a little accent, mate.
Oh, I thought it was a different word.
Healthy.
I thought it was a different word.
Healthy
Do you
is
think you were
turmeric.
learning?
I
Yeah.
thought I was learning
Yeah, you were.
Hindi.
But just for your sake, healthy is turmeric.
Oh,
Healthy.
really?
Healthy is turmeric. Healthy is healthy with an accent.
Do you know what I managed to get hold of recently? Speaking of turmeric,
What a segue!
I managed to get
Best segues in the fucking game. DMT all day,
I
baby.
managed to get hold of some asafoetida.
Asafoetida, yeah.
Yeah, and it's
What the fuck is that?
it's hard to get hold of, but it's really nice in dal.
Very good in
basically.
dal.
Asafoetida.
Now-
I've literally never heard of that.
Now, when you, it's basically like a
Asafoetida.
asafoetida. So you get a tida and you grate its anus.
I'm a Tida fan.
It's like a yellowy powder, right?
Right.
And it stinks. And you put it in a but it's cheap.
Like most brown food.
It's
Thank you for jumping in on that. I had the thought, I stopped it.
You didn't see it, he chucked something under the table and I picked it up and I
give
went
it a
to say
little
this.
let me just like most brown food. But yeah, you use it a lot in dal, and I love dal. But I made a dal for the first time using asafoetida, and it was fucking horrible. It was literally inedible. It was
So
disgusting.
you must have used the wrong proportions.
Absolutely. But when you cook, especially like I love Indian food.
Yeah, who
loads.
doesn't, man?
But I love especially.
Do you not?
Do you not?
I don't like Indian food at all.
Right, is this because you prefer like Bangladeshi, Pakistani?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Okay, that's what we mean, right? We mean all of that. We're not separating those cuisines out in our heads. to be
So
honest.
hang about. Okay. So
Go on, go on. It's fine, Freddie.
is Indian food noticeably different to Bangladeshi and Pakistani
Yes.
food? Because in my head, like
Look, let's be real. Is it spicy slop with rice?
Sometimes there's fish.
do you know what? I had a mango fish curry in Kuala Lumpur once. Holy fuck.
Was it good?
Dude, so like, because they say that Kuala Lumpur's the best place in the world for curry or whatever, right? This fucking man, it doesn't even taste like what we call curry here.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
shouldn't. It does not deserve to be called curry.
yeah.
Let me tell you about the genesis of curry in the UK, right?
Yes.
So, in the 60s and 70s, when the brownies came along to help rebuild post-war.
That is already a group, I'm afraid. We're going to have to rebrand that.
What were the scouts doing during this?
Yeah.
When they came over from Bangladesh to sell us cookies,
Yeah, imagine that. Want a cookie?
Fucking hell.
what Bangladeshi badges would you get? I've got my 7-year-old sewing clothes badge.
Yeah.
They'd be good at it, wouldn't they?
Ironically, got my wallet making badge.
Yeah. So the Bangladeshi community, they set up some restaurants, but they knew that they couldn't. A lot of white people wouldn't go, so to attract Indian people, they made Indian food.
Right, so it was Bangladeshis making their version of Indian food
Yes.
to try and get Indians in, and then accidentally British people were like, "We like this."
Yeah, we all do this. When you go to a restaurant of a particular cuisine, you see a person of that cuisine in that restaurant, you know, it might be all right.
Yeah, 100%. Like it's the marker, innit? If you go to like an Asian restaurant and there's no Asian people in there,
Yeah.
fucking
Mate,
leave.
I want to make a Chinese restaurant that only hires Italian people.
Mate,
Ciao bella, what can I get you today?
Ciao men.
Hey, we have a delicious chow mein.
I had this once that I ordered a Chinese, right? And like
How much you pay for her?
Bitcoin, mate. So I ordered the Chinese, and I got a phone call. Like I living in a block of flats, so they had to ring me to come down. And it's like a Glaswegian voice was like, hey, "Come down, go and get your food.
Go on.
Come down, and get your food."
Jesus fucking Christ. And you had the nerve to take the piss
I didn't
out
want
my
to do the
fucking
accent.
French.
I didn't want to do it.
That's why I whispered it.
Go on,
Anyway.
say it again.
Hootsman, Hootsman, I brought your food.
Jesus Christ. You sound like the Englishman that says he's a quarter Scottish.
I literally am.
Okay, there you go.
Mulholland, it's Scottish, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, I get that call. I go down, all right, and outside my block of flats, it was dead busy all the time. Like, there was loads of cars picking people up, food deliveries, and it was that busy. I once got in the wrong dealer's car. It's like that many things going on. So I get down there, and he was one of Eshaan's looking, right? He looked like one of Eshaan's, and he
fat.
No, he pops his head out of a car. This guy, and just goes in a full
Rob.
One of these accents, yeah. One of these accents, like head wobble and the lot, was like, excuse me, did you order an Indian?
Excuse me, did you order an Indian?
Thank you very much for the assist on that one. Perfect.
I love how he didn't want to do it.
I did not want to do it.
His eyes got wider and wider looking at me.
I outsourced it.
I saw you put the listing on Fiverr.com.
Oh, shit. So he says that, and I go, oh, no, mate, I ordered the Chinese. And he goes, aye, man, it's the Indian with your Chinese. He was a Glaswegian Asian-looking guy who was just fucking around with mix and white.
I have to say, loads of Asians in Scotland, they do have a strong Scottish
full on.
accent.
He just had the full Ouija accent, and he was just like pissing himself laughing because I'm a confused white guy. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. In my head, that guy is qualified to be like a neurosurgeon, but he just does this just for fun.
Yeah,
like, it's just a hobby for that guy.
Yeah.
Like, it's not about the money. It's just about the fucking hustle.
It's just the
and being able to make white men go, oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was a proper like, no, actually, I ordered a Chinese meal.
Actually, I've come down for drugs. Fuck off.
But yeah, like, it is always a mark of it. It is confusing if you get the wrong ethnicity in the restaurant. I feel like that's not a mark of quality. You know what I mean? Like, you want the right guys making you fucking... Like, you want the dude who got the recipe off his grandma, innit?
At what point is it cultural appropriation?
Well, this is it. It was like, I think it is when you fuck with the food badly. Like when Jamie Oliver did like...
No, it's not.
He did jerk rice and peas, and everyone's like, that's not
whatever. I disagree.
Yeah?
I think cultural appropriation with food is a load of bollocks.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
It's a load of bollocks.
Maybe if you own a restaurant, it's slightly different. Maybe,
I mean,
but,
look,
you know.
what's the difference between fusion and cultural appropriation? There's all these fusion cuisine things. And the thing is, ultimately, like, I grew up, in a Bangladeshi Pakistani household in England. Of course there was fucking fusion. We had shepherd's pie with turmeric and asafoetida in it. It was fucking delicious. You know what I mean? You just mix it all up. I think people just get wound up about shit like this when it's not important. If someone wants to make a jerk biryani, right, it might not work, but fucking give it a go. Why not?
It is literally how culture develops, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, do you know what? I mean, I am not massively sold on how much I think cultural appropriation is a thing. I think it's a thing, but I think it's a thing that happens very specifically in set parameters.
It's overused a lot.
So that's what I mean. So I think it's a thing. And I think it happens in very specific instances.
It's like when football commentators say unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's like so overused, it's just lost all its meaning.
Like I think, like, so for example, like Elvis in the 60s, I think is a great example of cultural appropriation. He's basically stealing black music. He's taking songs off black writers, not giving them proper credit, taking the whole style of music, packaging it up as a white guy and making all the money off it. Yeah. Cultural appropriation.
I don't think wearing dreadlocks is cultural appropriation.
Well, this actually, like...
Now we're wading into something interesting.
Well, okay, let's do it.
We'll bring it up. So, it's gone like... it's been... people will have seen this. It's been on Twitter. It's been going around this week. A clip from the BBC show Shrill, which is a comedy drama, supposedly, about a fat woman who is a knobhead. And but in this, the main character isn't even in this. The clip that's gone viral is basically they've got a stupid white woman goes into the barbers, asks for dreadlocks, and then gets told off because it's bad.
You will recognise this stupid white woman from such things as Blacked.com, Fake Taxi.
It's the one from the meme with the 6 black dudes behind her. But yeah, so like basically she gets a telling off for having dreadlocks, and I am with you on this.
For wanting dreadlocks.
Yeah. I don't think a white person having dreadlocks is bad in that way. I think it's bad because it's stinky and gross, and like they're usually dickheads, but I don't think they're being racist because they're not
white people, not when black people do
white people. No, when black people do it, you know, fucking grand.
Yeah.
But like
it suits them to be stinky and gross, is what you're saying.
No, it just doesn't seem.
Oh my gosh almighty. And that sound right there is from Rob Mulholland, who has backtracked to LemonTube.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. There's
What
a
I'm saying
fucking
is-
reversing signal.
It doesn't seem gross and stinky when black people do it. I don't know what they're doing. They do it better.
Rob's checking his cameras. He's checking his reversing cameras. Just checking his mirrors, checked his blind spot, and he's going again.
I've checked my racial blind spot. No, right. So, but what I'm saying is like, the reason I don't think it's like bad racially is because I'm very willing to be wrong on this. I'm aware I am fucking honky, but I feel like it's not bad if you're not stopping the other person from expressing themselves. Like a white person having dreadlocks does not affect a black person's ability to wear dreadlocks. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. But I think the thing that annoys me about this conversation is no one ever says they want to wear a turban, do they? No one fucking ever chooses.
Shall I start rocking that? Imagine the uproar if me and you started wearing turbans.
Right. So this is my equivalent, right? Because I genuinely am desperate to wear a turban.
Yeah.
Right. I really want to, and I
don't think no one's going to question it.
No one's going to question it. But I'm not Sikh, and I know that the turban means a lot to the Sikh community.
Sure.
As do dreadlocks to a lot of particularly the Rastafarian community. I get that. So that's the only bit where I'm like, oh, maybe I can kind of see it. But often, I don't know whether black Rastafarians are the ones saying that's cultural appropriation.
I don't know if I've ever seen a full-on Rasta being like, wind it in.
Me watch screen, we don't like it. I don't know what that means. We don't like the cultural appropriation.
Yeah, it does.
Je apologise, huh?
I get what you mean, but like, I don't know if I buy the argument of it means a lot to me. Like the Native American headdress is one that comes up a lot, and like like people wearing one that's at parties for fancy dress and how that's. I just don't see how someone going to a fancy dress party in Slough in any way affects the Native American people. And there are loads of reasons why they've been oppressed and fucked up. I just don't think that's one of them.
In my head, one of the definitions for cultural appropriation is that you have to be profiting off something that doesn't really belong to you.
Yeah, I think it's the profit bit that...
So in my head, you ain't no one's profiting because you've got dreadlocks. No one's
exactly the opposite. It is going to fuck your employment options. Yeah. Like in that bit on Shrill, they're like, oh, if a black person wore dreads to the office, they might get told it's unprofessional. If a white person turns up with dreadlocks, your boss is not going to be fucking delighted. Unless your boss is a fucking drum and bass promoter from Bristol. Yeah.
If a white person turns up to the office in dreadlocks, then it almost certainly means they're wearing linen pants. They've just come back from Thailand.
Those patchwork ones that they bought on a market in Goa.
Right. So a friend of mine went to Thailand, right? And he came back after a month travelling around Asia and stuff. And he came to the pub and he was wearing linen pants, right? And he went home to change within an hour because we ripped the living.
And that's good friends.
Yeah,
that's what that is.
This is it. And the minute that he sat down, he knew he was going to get shit, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I can take it," type thing. And after 5 minutes, you saw that little thing set in where he's smiling, but in his head he's going, I don't like this.
I don't like this.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Never wore them again.
Good. You've done them a favour there.
Oh, massively.
On the back of this, the thing that's real cultural appropriation, right, is in the 20s and 30s, the British setting up textile mills in the UK based on Bangladeshi textile mills, and then getting all the wealth during the Industrial Revolution, and then having all this. That's cultural appropriation.
Never shuts up about this.
Not a fucking jerk dreadlock biryani.
You are right. That because that's we've done a lot of cultural appropriation in the past. We've rinsed all the resources out of loads of other countries. Yeah. That's the bad shit. It just feels like around the edges of the problem. It doesn't feel like the meat of it.
One of those things that people say to sound clever, I think.
But when are you like, because the way that they fucking take it with this is they take it down this avenue that you can only enjoy things that were created by your specific culture. Do you
Yeah,
know what I
you
mean?
can only sort of
And
take
it's
those
like,
influences, and like that's just
holy shit! I don't only ever want to listen to music made by white people.
Jesus
again.
fucking
Christ.
kill
mate.
myself.
If I had to just live in white culture, I would kill myself.
Exactly.
White food,
And they
white
do.
music, like. Because like we're talking white music as well. We're not allowed like Led Zeppelin. That's black music played by white people.
Mate.
We've got to have fucking cunts with lutes. That's all we've got.
I would go
and mandolin.
mental. I would go mental without my J-pop. I need it. You know what I mean?
Do you know how I know cultural appropriation is not a thing? If you go to an Asian wedding and you see the auntie's reactions to an Asian girl wearing a sari and a white girl wearing a sari. Right? Because when the white girl wears a sari, they're, oh my God, she is so beautiful. I've never seen anything like this. And all the Asian girls, they stand there looking quite butthurt. But the white girls do look better.
Yeah, because we get. I'm not going on that. No, I'm just saying we even get white privilege at Asian weddings.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm throwing it out there. I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I have a huge thing for Asian women.
All right,
huge.
yeah.
Like that's one of my.
I hear you, man.
Almost every Asian woman is beautiful.
Beautiful
In
skin
my-
tone.
Her, every fucking her is beautiful.
Yeah.
So I tried when I was 18. I worked in a call center, and I really fancied this Asian girl. Like she was, oh my days.
You picked one out of how many?
What? Sorry.
How many Asian girls were there?
Well, it was hard to tell the difference.
And also, are you talking curry Asian or noodle Asian?
Curry. No, not nude. No. No.
Whoa!
Okay, we'll deal with that later.
Just a moment.
Yeah.
Just park that for a moment.
No. So right. So what I thought I would do to impress her is we talked a little bit. We talked a little bit.
Have you heard of Corner Shop? Great band.
A brimful of Asher on 45. Everybody needs bosom foot pillar. Come on, cry on me. Anyway, what I did to impress her is I thought I would learn a bit of Gujarati. Right?
Oh God!
So
That's
that
not really
Like that Dave lyric, "Pussy's so good, I'll speak Gujarati."
so I learned how to say, "You are very beautiful."
How do you say that?
Tubo Ruparicha. Is that right?
I don't speak good.
Oh, fuck you.
fuck
Whoa! Why didn't you ask me?
The way that you said it is that how do you say it made me think, and then I learned how to say I can speak Gujarati as like a follow-up because I assumed that she would have a question. So I said, which is Mutti Gujarati Bolai, right? And so I went up to her and I was like, Tubo Ruparicha. And she went, what? And I
Of course
went,
she did. She's
Tubo
a fucking coconut.
Ruparicha.
She's from Preston.
And she was like, what are you saying?
What are you on about, cock?
What did she say?
What bloody hell's this saying here, lad? She said, I speak Urdu. And it was the wrong fucking...
So you exactly what you just did to Eshaan.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
It's like, it's got to be right. She's the right colour.
And 15 years later, I still have not learnt from that particular lesson. But I have dated Asian women before.
Yeah.
And every time you do it as a white man, it is like some sort of SAS military-style operation.
Right.
Because whenever whenever there is a brown person within a mile radius, it's like they have...
And often there's a lot of them.
Can't bloody move for them.
It's like Spidey sense. They're like, they're just chilling and they're like that. And then they go, oh my God, I think that's my mum's neighbour's friend's hairdresser. Yeah. And they're going to say that you were with a... honestly,
they're always chill with me. I think that's just you, Freddie. I think they're just embarrassed by specifically you.
Yeah, well, that's what turns me on. I want to fuck a woman.
Sorry, did you just say what turns me on is when women say no?
No. I want to... My fetish is that I like to have sex with women that are bringing shame upon their family by being near me.
I get that, you know. I totally do, because because I also I really like women in like headscarves. It's like because it's like forbidden fruit, but then like also
what do you mean like headscarves?
Well, like
the hijab.
The hijab.
Oh,
yeah, but also like I
had someone who insisted I come on one. Carry on.
Well.
No,
fuck what I was saying. Fuck what I was saying.
Let's jump straight into You can't just...
You can't drop that and walk away.
Was she...
Yeah, she wore a hijab. Yeah.
Amazing.
And she insisted that you come
And
on
then
it.
there was
Not here.
yeah on one occasion. Basically, she'd always take everything off, and then on one occasion she was like, "I think I'm going to keep the hijab on," and I was like, "All right," and I was kind of into it.
Yeah, I get it, man.
And then I was going to come, and then she was like, held the long bit of it and just put it in front of her like that. And I was like, "What are you doing?" And she goes, "I just feel like it's really going to turn me on." And I was like, "Oh my god, I'm going to hell anyway."
Amazing.
She treated the hijab like one of those fabricated toilet roll dispensers, you know,
One of those towels on a loop in a box.
Yeah.
Mate.
And the crazy thing was, like, she just, after it was done, she kind of just wrapped it back and just went home.
That's hot.
Really? Well, do you know
That's
what?
hot.
Actually,
Hold on.
I have been with more than one woman that has a fetish.
Yeah.
Despite my earlier comments, I have been with more than one woman that's had a fetish about being like spunked on.
Totally.
And then left the spunk.
100%. But
It's like a marking thing.
imagine if Eshaan did that, right, and accidentally he spunked a little picture of Mohammed. It's like, does that look like... Is it just me, or does that... You know when you see, like, Jesus' face in a slice of toast?
Dude.
Oh, no, I got a bit of taste.
Is that Mohammed's face in a pile of cum? Is that what you're saying?
Oh my god.
This can never go out.
This is going out. I didn't say anything. But I did laugh. Fuck me. Thing is, you wouldn't know, would you? Because there's no image. So
No, I know. Yeah, you'd have to declare it as such. So you know, I think it's his brother.
Declare it?
I think it's his brother. Don't worry about
Through
it.
customs.
Have you got anything to declare? Well, let me tell you about the night I've had.
Yeah.
Shall I bail us out of this with a feature?
no.
We need to live in this moment.
I want to really let this percolate. Just let the cum dry.
Well, no, I had an ex who was like that though, who would like get me to jizz on him and then like rub it in and go to work. And like I was like, fucking dirty,
I don't know.
dirty bitch.
Depends what you do. I think working in an office, that's sexy.
Yeah,
working
yeah.
in a school, no.
Oh yeah. You know, and it depends if they're doing like
especially, like,
heavy lifting and sweating.
Parking attendant. Do you know what I mean? Like, fucking.
Yeah.
You know. Sorry, you've just been over your hour.
Have you? Here's a question.
She was actually Home Secretary. Freddie's face for a second, like what? As if I'd been going out with Pretty Patel.
Oh, that would be such a terrible shag.
I reckon Pretty Patel is a fucking goer.
Do you know what? I'd be going up to her going, Tubo Rupariche.
And that's her language as well.
She'd fucking kick you out of the country. Yeah. She'd be like, get him deported.
Yeah. I don't understand.
Do you know what? I don't know what it is, but the more right-wing a female politician is,
Mate,
the more I find them sexually attractive.
Right-wing women are fit as fuck.
Jada Franson, I fucking love
if you
a
do
bit
a comparison of right-wing women to left-wing women, you're like, I would rather.
Natalie Bennett versus Jada Franson. It's no competition.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it is more
Tammy
of a competition
Lauren, is it?
than you think.
Tammy Lauren, the other one? Tammy Lauren versus... Yeah.
I mean, I did agree with Donald Trump that I would definitely fuck his daughter.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's a prominent example. Yeah, maybe. I've definitely dated across that spectrum a lot because I like posh girls, so I've been out with a few like Tories, but then also like I'm this, so I've been out with a lot of like crusty, not shaving the legs, not shaving the legs sort of birds.
That was your Brighton time.
Yeah. Well, no, I already had a girlfriend when I was down there, but a lot of Brighton types, you know,
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of like a lot of stick and poke handmade tattoos in my sexual history.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have been out with 5 different women who had homemade Black Flag tattoos.
Black Flag tattoos?
You know Black Flag, the punk band, like the 4 bars, their logo.
Right.
Like anyway, it's like a real.
I don't know.
For a minute, I was getting confused with Green Flag, the breakdown.
It's like I fucking hate the RAC.
Yeah. And the AA.
I thought it was like a for life promotion.
No, like
do you know what I
American
mean?
punk band with Henry Rollins. Anyway,
Breakdown cover.
Here's
for
a
life.
question in terms of, because we were talking about fetishes.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever dated anyone who had a genuine rape fetish?
Yep.
No.
Okay. Well, yeah, completely.
What did you do? Because I had 3 consecutive.
What? Fucking hell! That means that you're giving off some vibes. What did I do? Well, I fucking pretend raped her.
What, like balaclava?
That's the clip.
He fucking broke into his own house in the middle of the night, balaclava on.
No, it wasn't.
Did you
The
actually?
role play wasn't that deep. It wasn't like, I like grabbed her in an alley. It
He
was
put
like
his Glaswegian accent on.
no, it was
Hey, ye, Bendor.
it was just sort of like the vibe was just like, it was sort of basically it was like, it was already been made very clear that she was a wild one,
Right.
that it was going to be like intense.
Okay.
And like, we were discussing beforehand, and I was like, do you have a safe word? And she just looked me dead in the eyes and goes, I don't want to feel safe.
Fucking hell, I can't. No, it's too much.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
man.
Well,
Yeah.
if that was me in that situation,
I've got a friend, Shamima Begum. Do you want to go with her?
Don't want to feel safe. You're getting rendered to Guantanamo.
fucking hell.
Mate, you didn't- I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Like, mate, look, like, I'll battle through a lot to get my dick in someone.
Fucking hell.
And like, to be honest, like,
Don't want to feel safe.
yeah, man, like,
Holy shit.
yeah,
man.
that was intense. But
Yeah, no, I can do it. 3 consecutive.
if you're watching, hello.
I would literally say, I need you to sign this waiver. Like fucking, like Alton
You guys
Towers
can
or
get
whatever,
waivers
like-
signed and the police will believe you. There is no fucking way I am getting away with that shit. I was like, nope. One was an Asian girl and 2 were white girls. I was like, listen, this is not going to be good for me.
So how did they bring it up for you?
So we'd have post-sex, oh, that was fun.
Yeah. Is
there
there
anything
anything
else
you're
you wanna try with
into?
it?
Yeah.
And then she was just like, this might sound weird. I was like, no, everything's on the table. She goes, I really want to be raped. I was like, but by me? What do you mean? And she goes, yeah. I'm like, but what do you mean by that then? Do you mean like hard, like... And she
Or
goes, no,
soft rape?
Yeah.
What, you're gonna fucking Cosby her? She's just gonna wake up in the morning like, did it happen?
like kids in
disease
Father
and stuff.
Christmas.
Yeah,
Has he been?
Checking under the pillow to see if there's a used Johnny under it. Has the rape fairy been?
Checking his son. He's been.
I feel sore.
Oh, we got a lot this year. Oh, fucking hell. I left a mince pie and a carrot out for him. Holy shit. A fucking rape furry.
But yeah, they were
You
just
leave
like,
a bottle of poppers and some Vicodin out for the rape.
You better watch out. You better not cry.
You better not tell anyone.
I'm telling you why.
Oh, fucking
Yeah, so, and they were both very clear that they wanted to be as close to the real thing. I even asked about the safe word. Mm-hmm. One of them said, my safe word's Allahu Akbar. No, she didn't. But
It's the only time anyone's ever felt safe hearing that word.
Oh, thank fuck.
but yeah, so, and they were just like, oh, you'll know. I'm like, no, I won't.
No, you won't, and that's the
exactly.
game. Because I have like I wanted a different girl. Like she was like into like being like smacked about a bit.
Yeah, I know where this is going because I've done the same thing.
No, you probably don't actually. Like I hit her on the ass while we were going at it, and she cried.
Yes, literally same thing happened.
Yeah, and then I was
yeah.
like, "Are you all right?" And she just goes, "Like I was like," and she was like, "Yeah," and just carried on. And afterwards, I was like, "What was that about?" And she goes, "Oh, no one's ever hit me as hard as I wanted to before, and it was amazing." She was like dead into it. It was fucking weird. Yeah, that does not turn me on at all. A woman crying. That's not like horny time for me.
What was yours? The same thing?
No.
I knew it wasn't going to be the same thing, and he's definitely brought up a horrible story.
Do you know what, as well? I thought to myself, if I keep quiet now, then this will all gloss over. And I just sort of looked like this, and then you picked up on the vibe, and you were straight fucking in there, like a surgeon. Right, okay. Because even now he's looking at me and going, finish your rant, and then I want to hear the story.
Yeah.
So same thing, but so this girl liked being, sort of...
Yeah.
Not hit, but not hit.
Do you know what I mean? You don't want to like break her jaw.
So no, well, this is it. Like,
Pow!
But she liked being slapped a
bit
little
rough.
bit.
Yeah.
She liked being spanked.
Liked it spicy.
Yeah. And I got too into it once, and maybe like I didn't hit her hard or anything like that.
No.
But it was harder than what she would have liked.
Yeah.
But she didn't give me any indication as to what the absolute upper limit was.
So
And
you just went for a pile driver and fucking DDT.
Choke slam.
I actually did the people's elbow. So
Running across the head.
yeah, skipped over. Oh, and then we down. I did that, but with the
Condom
chili. and then so in my elbow is my dick straight in her mouth like that. And then I pinned her. Oh god! Dead men talking.
Episode 1.
I didn't actually do anything in
Okay.
my instance. I met this girl. We had a 2-week whirlwind thing where basically we were WhatsApping. She was really into like BDSM stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really into BDSM stuff. I was Googling shit, messaging her, saying all the BDSM. Then we met 2 weeks later and we started reminiscing about the stuff we'd said.
Uh-huh.
And she was like, oh my God, it's really turning me on. If you carry on, I think I'm going to come. And I was like, I have no idea how this is going to work, but okay. So I'm trying to remember all the things I said to her. There were spikes and there were chains and there were this. That's the kind of shit she was into. Really getting into it. And she's like, oh, Eshaan, one more thing. I'm going to come. And it was just, I don't know what happened. I just went, oh yeah. And then I'm going to headbutt you.
I've heard that story before, and it's fucking mental.
Headbutt!
Yeah?
Of all the things!
And she
It's
just,
the least sexy bit of violence you could possibly
I don't know
do.
why. And then she just stood up immediately, blocked me and walked off.
Wow.
And I never spoke to
That's
her
an
again.
absolute
mood killer. I'm going to headbutt you.
Yeah!
I don't know what else to say.
Headbutt. Anything
I
but
reckon
headbutt.
the people's dick elbow would have been better.
That's definitely better than
People's
fucking
dick
headbutt.
elbow. The people's dick elbow.
I'm going to fucking lay a nut on you.
Mate, you should have tried the cock bottom.
So there you go. That was our episode with Eshaan Akbar. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, subscribe, like, all that sort of stuff. And if you want to send us in a little video, the WhatsApp number is 07520 644 931.
You can follow us on all social media channels at Dead Men Talk Pod.
You can, yeah.
Look at that little fucking back and forth there.
Mate, we're
seamless.
too fucking slick, like your titties were during this episode.
Hi-yo!
Whoa!
Mine are actually quite hairy, so that would create friction.
Ooh, that's horrible.
Do you shave your body?
No, I'm not that hairy. Anyway.
I'm pretty hairy,
Yeah, gross. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Let's leave.
but slick like a seal.
Fuck me. Anyway, I'm going to go and try and scrub that image out of my brain. We'll see you on next episode. Ta-ra.